CBS Sports HQ presented by Verbo. Jeremy St. Louis welcoming back our brilliant wagering trio of Emory Hunt, Chip Patterson, and Tom Fornelli. Gentlemen, let's talk about the Iron Bowl. Bama massive favorites, but you guys know this, and we say this in soccer all the time. When it's a rivalry game, form goes out the window. The result is never guaranteed. Having said that, Emory, what's your lean on this line, and are you remotely interested in this total?
Not remotely, but I will go over. I think we're in a backdoor cover situation, so I'm going Auburn plus 22. Alabama's going to get up big, and then they're going to take their foot off the gas, and that's when Auburn's going to pile up some points. So I take them plus the points, but I also like the over.
We are looking at what will likely be the final game in Bryant-Denny Stadium for Bryce Young, what will likely be the final game in Bryant-Denny Stadium for Will Anderson. I think that this is a celebratory moment. I think both those stars shine. I think that Alabama squeezes the life out of Auburn, puts up a couple big touchdowns, runs the ball down the stretch, and the Crimson Tide cover the big number.
You know, the college football playoff seems to think this is still 2020 Alabama, but it's not. It's 2022 Alabama, and it is not an Alabama team that is nearly as good as the ones we are used to seeing. I don't know how much motivation there is for the Tide in this game. I know it's the Iron Bowl, but when was the last time Alabama played in an Iron Bowl without a division to play for or an SEC title to play for or a playoff berth to play for? Meanwhile, Auburn, since Cadillac Williams has taken over the program, has been playing its heart out, and I think that they are looking at this as an opportunity to make a statement to the rest of the country and maybe to get Cadillac Williams this job. Now, do I think they're going to win? No. But do I think they're going to cover? I do. Give me Auburn.
All right, number 5 LSU going for their 36th win over Texas A&M as they head to College Station. They are 10-point favorites with the total here just under 50. Chip, what catches your eye with these numbers?
The availability issues for Texas A&M, the active roster for Texas A&M, and where the Aggies are offensively. I think that LSU looks at this as a great opportunity to go in and tune up for the SEC championship game. They are going to allow their offense to be able to get into a little bit of a rhythm against a very tough test with Texas A&M's defense. And Texas A&M's offense hasn't been good against anybody. Only scored 20 daggone points against UMass. Take LSU and lay those 10 points.
Yeah, Texas A&M's got that transfer portal flu. I'm not sure what's going on there, but they don't seem very interested in playing these games right now. They're just LSU, like you said, Chip. They've got everything wrapped up. They've still got a chance to get to the college football playoff, though. So this needs to be a chance for them to not only win, but win impressively. I think the Tigers win this one big. Lay the points.
Dead on, Tom. Style points matter, and that's where LSU finds themselves. Lay these 10 points and take the under because I don't see much coming from A&M. I think LSU beats the brakes off of the Aggies over there in College Station.
Well, good game at the Coliseum in L.A. as number 15 Notre Dame pay a visit to Lincoln Riley's number 6 USC. The Trojans on the outside looking in for the college football playoff. A win here would help matters in that regard. Trojans are the favorites slightly. The total close to 65 points. Tom, what's your play here?
Yeah, you know, the Trojans desperately need this win to improve the resume and keep their playoff hopes alive in Lincoln Riley's first season, but it is going to be a tough one. I like Notre Dame in the points. This is an Irish team that over the second half of the season kind of found its identity on offense after struggling early in the year and losing its original starter, Ty Buckner, at quarterback. They've become somewhat of a Big Ten West team, just kind of running the ball constantly, and it's worked really well for them. And they're facing a USC defense that cannot stop the run and has not stopped the run all season long. So I think USC is going to win this game and stay within the playoff race. But I just don't see them pulling away with a defense that won't be able to stop the Irish. Give me Notre Dame and the points.
I'm going to lay the points with USC because they have one of the best quarterbacks in the country in Caleb Williams, who's the closest thing to Pat Mahomes that we've seen since Pat Mahomes at Texas Tech. I also like the over. I wonder if they could play better defense if they just didn't put a defense out there on the field. So I like Notre Dame to score a lot, but I also like USC to cover.
Yeah, the game plan for Notre Dame is to run the ball and be very methodical, try to, again, shrink the game and get all the way down into the closing moments and hope that Drew Pine and this offense are going to be able to go and get you a win. Give me the Fighting Irish plus the point.
Yeah, Notre Dame has taken the last 5 meetings. All right, don't look now, but Penn State finishing their season strong after losing to Michigan and Ohio State. They've rattled off 3 straight wins, each of them by at least 30 points. This week they get Michigan State. Emory, big-time favorites, almost 3 touchdowns. Can the Spartans keep it close, or are you finding value elsewhere?
Man, you saw the report came out that their head coach kept the bonus money. I don't think the coach staff is going to like that too much. So I like Penn State to win big here. Plus, I like the over. This is not a big game, so that means Penn State will show up. So lay these points with the Nittany Lions and also take the over.
I feel like I've just been just a total underdog, just taking a bunch of unders this entire hour. But this is where we find an over. Emory, you are 100% right. I think Penn State's going to put up like 40 points in this game, and Michigan State is capable of being able to get us to, I don't know, like 14, maybe 17 points. I see this one being very high scoring, a lot of explosive plays. Motivation's an issue, and that leads to a lot of long plays. So give me the over 52.5.
I've got no idea. I'm taking Michigan State in the points, but I have no idea who these Spartans are. Are they the team that went to Champaign and beat Illinois, or are they the team that blows a huge lead to Indiana last week and loses in double overtime? Meanwhile, for Penn State, they're banged up. Parker Washington, their best receiver, is out for the year. I don't know who's going to step up to take over there and be the big play threat in the passing game. I think that could hurt them, at least their ability to cover this spread. So very low level of confidence here, but I'll take Michigan State in the points and then just kind of hope for the best.
You have to think this is a must-win game for the Spartans, who would likely miss the postseason for the second time in 3 years under Mel Tucker if they don't get the win. All right, Oregon can book their spot in the Pac-12 title game with a win over Oregon State, but more importantly, hang on to the much-coveted Platypus Trophy. Tight line here, just a field goal. Chip, destiny is in the Ducks' hands. Are you betting on them to seize it?
I do not think they will drop it in the water. I think that Oregon is going to get in and out of Corvallis with a victory. I love what I saw, the guts, the moxie, the toughness from a team that's been battling illness, been battling injury issues. They needed to win in a style that was not characteristic to what they've been like for much of the season, and they found a way to do it against Utah, making just enough plays to get that victory. I think that is a great sign of where this Dan Lanning-led group is. I will take the Ducks and lay the points.
The battle for the platypus, the battlepus. This is an Oregon State team that is probably the most anonymous 8-3 Power 5 team that I can remember in a long time. The Beavers have had a very good season. And I don't think they're going to finish 9-3. I think they're going to finish 8-4. I like Oregon. I think that they are by far the more talented team. We saw Bo Moxie last week, gutting it out with a bad ankle, becoming more of a thrower and taking away the run game. I think the Ducks are going to win this and cover it, but it's one of my favorite rivalries in the country. I can't wait to watch.
This is my upset special of the day. I do like the Beavers +3. May sprinkle some on the money line, but I also like the under as well. Oregon has a lot to play for, and it would be a shame if Oregon State would just, snatch that from their hated rival for the Platypus Trophy. I do like Oregon State.
Oregon can still get to the Pac-12 title game with a loss, but they need Washington to win the Apple Cup on Saturday as well. All right, number 4, TCU in the playoff. If the season ended today, it doesn't. But they're almost there. Just have to navigate past the potential banana skin that is Iowa State. The Cyclones have never beaten a college football playoff top 4 team. Horned Frogs double-digit favorites. Do the visitors keep it close, Tom, or are you in on the Horned Frogs in this spot?
Oh, give me Iowa State. They drag everybody they play down into the muck with them. Every single one of their losses, save for the 27-14 loss to Oklahoma, has been by single digits. Their other 6 losses have come by 24 points combined. We've seen TCU play a lot of close games in recent weeks, and that offense, which was one of the best in the country to start the season, last 3 weeks, not just the Texas game, they have not been performing at the level we'd seen them earlier in the year. They're kind of slowing down. I think they're going to win and stay undefeated, but Iowa State has shown all season long nobody pulls away from it. So I like the Cyclones to cover the 10.
I'm right there with you, Tom. I'm going to lay these points with TCU, though. I think TCU wins this game 13-3. So I'm going to take the under because you're right about Iowa State. They will force you to play their game. I think the Cyclones will make this one ugly. You're going to have to sweat this one out. So I'm going to lay the 10 points cautiously, but I do like the under confidently.
Yeah, this is Matt Campbell inheriting the Scott Frost trophy of losing close games. Heartbreaking for Matt Campbell, but something that we can take advantage of at the wagering window. So, yeah, we will take Iowa State. We will take all those points because covering 10 means TCU wins handily, and Iowa State drags you into that muck with good defense, with ball control, and I think TCU playing with a bunch of pressure. They just need to win by any number, 3 points, 7 points, 8 points, doesn't matter. So give me the Cyclones +10.
Lastly, a game that has one of the tightest lines of the week. They didn't even include it in the preview package for CBS. So Oklahoma 2-point favorites over Texas Tech on the road. Both teams at 6-5 on the season, 4-4 in Big 12 conference play. Red Raiders have won 2 straight. So what's your play here, Emory?
I'm going to take Oklahoma, but I'm also going to go over. But this is all about one of my favorite running backs in the country, Sir Roderick Thompson. Big fan of him. I expect him to get in the end zone at some point in this ball game. Oklahoma is not that good this year, but I do like them in this spot.
I mean, look, they're both 6-5. They're both 4-4. Like they're battling to see like who's going to go to one bowl game that is slightly better than the other, and Oklahoma might get that invite anyway because it's Oklahoma. I'm going to go with the home team plus the points. Texas Tech +2. If Joey McGuire is able to get this team up and fired up for an opportunity to beat the brand that is Oklahoma, then the Red Raiders might be able to cause some trouble. We will remember that the Red Raiders took down Texas earlier this season, so there is at least that history in the 2022 season of Texas Tech being able to get up and take down one of those perennial Big 12 powers, but not a whole lot of confidence between two teams that are already bowl bound and just kind of, getting things ready for early signing period on the coaching side.
Yeah, Texas Tech has been like the pain in the butt team for everybody in the Big 12 so far this season, in which they play everybody tougher than you expect. But I look at this matchup. I think that as long as it's under 3 points, I like the Sooners. I know that they're coming off the big win last week against Oklahoma State, and maybe there's a letdown going on the road to Lubbock after playing Bedlam. But I just think the Sooners are far too talented for this matchup, and that's going to play out over 60 minutes. So as long as it's under 3, give me the Sooners.
Tom Fornelli, Emory Hunt, and Chip Patterson. Chip, gutting it out, feeling under the weather today, helping us get those picks to the early window for Rivalry Week. Great stuff as always, gentlemen. Enjoy the leftovers today, Chip. I hope everybody there feels better. And for more picks, make sure you're checking out Sportsline. These guys do the work, simming games thousands of times before they give you the pick. They do the work, you do the winning. And you can join today for just $1 using promo code TROPHY. Head over to sportsline.com and start winning.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.